which essentially means you have a Google account. You have access to all the Google features if you want to. And I'm going to talk about that. And the other main topic I want to get on here, which was listed on the Facebook page about the show earlier when we had the difficulties, is I want to talk a little bit about project management and the agile method of such, which is a widely used project management method in software and web development. So I wanted to have a little chat about that as well. And so we're going to do that, but we're going to have another musical break, which we're going to add a band that sadly does not exist anymore. However, keeping with the theme, these are all bands that either I have been in at one point in time, or the whole time, or members of the bands are in bands I'm in or have been in. So, if that makes any sense. So, this is the Red Barrels. They had a short run. In fact, I was the drummer for, I think, maybe a couple of weeks before we decided we'd just call it quits. But I was not the original drummer. I'm not the drummer on this track. But we tried to resurrect the band, and we failed. And even so, I still love the tunes. They had a couple of demo songs, and this is one of them. This is Tumblin' Hee Haw, and this is Red Barrels. And we're going to listen to that now. We will see you in a few here.
Ready? Give me a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the shotgun to the air. Gonna be the country air. Down a dusty road. Open to a place to go. Gonna live a life of sin. Where I've been.
And that was the Red Barrels, Tumblin' Hee Haw. That is a band that does not exist anymore, but they hailed from Fort Wayne, Indiana, Northeast Indiana, however you want to put it, whichever sounds cooler, if either or and or doesn't. I don't know what I just said. Anyway, that features my buddy Scott, Poop to Flex, who is also in pretty much every band I've ever been in. minus, well, I can't say every band, but most of them. And we'll feature some Poop to Flex on another episode. The name lends itself to question, but it's quite an interesting solo act, whereas he plays the drums and guitar and various other things while singing, and does it himself as a one-man band would. But anyway, back to computer stuff, which is, I guess, what this show is about. Google. Good news about Google. Aside from their little content filter thing that I mentioned before, the Iran rant, which, again, I'll say, douchery on Iran's part. If I ran Iran, I would not be any douchery. But I just like saying that because I know they get irritated over there when people don't like them. So I don't think I'm anybody, and they'll never know, but it's fun to say and fun to believe that you might. So anyway, Google. Google has great services, not just Gmail. If you have a Gmail account, which you probably do, that is awesome. But if you have a Gmail account and you don't take advantage of all the other services they have, that is not awesome. Especially if you're a business person. Or in an organization, even a band, I don't care. If you need to sync with people, connect with people, you're part of a club. I don't know. Either way, even with just your family, between you and your wife, and kids if they're older, Google Calendar is amazing. You can sync with each other. Those of you who can share calendars and be in sync with each other. Google Drive, which originally was just plain Google Docs, and Google Docs was great in itself, but we'll talk about that in a second. What they ended up doing was adding what a lot of us hoped they would do, and that was there still is a program out there in a company called Dropbox. Now Dropbox had an amazing, I keep saying had, I hate doing this to them, but they have an amazing product out there that allowed you to have not only storage online, but you could download a desktop application as well as an application on your iOS device, iPod, iPad, iPad mini, iPhone, etc., as well as your Android, and you can sync your files with all your devices. And to me, that's awesome. That's amazing. I can drag and drop into my Dropbox folder, which can have folders in it. It's just like having it's just a folder on your computer. It works just the same. Excuse me. But so you can do that, and then that syncs across all your devices. You create a new folder, add new files, those get synced. You can also share those files and folders with other people. Well, Google did what Google does, and what a lot of us out there already using Google and Dropbox, we were thinking, it would be really nice if Google Docs and Google Google Docs and Dropbox were one and the same, and sure enough, they are now, in a way. Google released Google Drive not that long ago, and that is the combination, not a actual combination. Dropbox still exists, and it's still a great piece of software. Like I said, I hate doing this to them. I hate the fact that Google went and took what they did and just made it that much better by adding their already awesome Google Docs to it, which I'm sure has dropped Dropbox's subscriber rate pretty well down. But that's kind of how it works. So it's a bummer. But anyway, so Google Drive works just the same, and you can get Google Drive on your Apple products as well as your Windows products and your Android products. And this allows you also to use Google Docs, which Google Docs, as I said, I'd get to, which is what I'm going to do now. Google Docs allows you to make spreadsheets, documents, which you might compare to Microsoft Word documents, and those spreadsheets you would compare to a little kind of stripped down version of Excel. I mean, Excel's quite a robust program, and if you really use spreadsheets, if that is, I mean, that is a major integral part of your job, then Excel is probably still a good way to go. But for someone who uses them as a kind of an extra part of their business, or just to help, Google Docs is great for that. They have a lot of the same features, formulas, equations, and all those things you can do. They also allow you to make forms where you can create forms that people can fill out, and it will populate the spreadsheet. So that's cool too. And then they also have Google Drawing, which at first I thought was dumb, because to me anything that's not Photoshop and Illustrator is dumb until I open it up and realize it's not. Google Drawings, it's great. It's kind of like a cross between Microsoft's Visio and a little bit of Illustrator. Nowhere near as robust as either one of those, but they have all these little tools. I mean, you can make shapes and things like that, and there's something in there that's similar to the pen tool in Illustrator. But either way, it's great for making you can make a good wireframe or a mock-up. You can do flow charts. They have the ability to take shapes and do the lines and arrows from shape to shape, and not just shape to shape, but when you move the shape, the line moves too. So you can make flow charts, and that's pretty great. And again, reminding you that you can share these documents with other people, like clients or coworkers, which is great too. And then they have the ability to do presentations, which is basically the Google Drawing program with the option of adding more slides or canvases, as you might say. And you have, I believe, pretty much all the options you have in the Drawing app. Only you can make more than one page or slide, however you want to word it, and turn it into a slideshow. So that's awesome. Now, what's even cooler than that, I mean, you can share these things. They're synced on all your devices. I can leave I can work on a spreadsheet here at my home office, at my desk here, and walk out the door, and if I need to open up that same spreadsheet and not only view it but edit it, I can do that on my phone, which is an Android. I could do it on my tablet, which is an Android. I could do it on my iPad. I can do it on my iPod. I have all these options. In fact, not only that, but I could be at someone else's house on someone else's computer and just simply log into Google. As long as they have the internet, I am golden. I can go in and get to my documents and work on them. Now that's cool. What tops that is that you can work on documents in real time, and I'm sure some of you, anybody who knows what I'm talking about already, what I've already just talked about, already knows this, and it's not as exciting. And it's not as exciting to me anymore, but I'll tell you what, when I first discovered this, I thought it was the coolest thing in the world, and every time I was doing it, it just blew me away. You can actually edit documents in real time with other people. I mean, I can be working on a spreadsheet, and it'll say, I might be working in cell B1 and my coworker's working in cell, C4, and I can see it.